Right, that's our working harbor. But if you take a look to your left, you'll start to see the city of Victoria coming into view with all the beautiful lights. And at the 12 o'clock, that is our legislature. That is the seat of our provincial government. And we'll get a chance to get off and take some pictures from across the water, and then we'll be driving right in front of it in about 20 minutes time. Now, when James Douglas arrived in this area of the world looking for a new location for the fort, he was very fortunate. Once he arrived here, we had two inner harbors. He pulled into what is now known as Esquimalt Harbor, which is about 2 miles down this road. And he thought, this is great because it's very deep for ships. However, there was no flat spot to build the fort. He then sailed on a little bit further on, and he pulled into what is now known as Victoria Harbor. Thought it was fantastic, a great flat spot where actually an indigenous village was. The Songhees Nation was living on what is now our downtown. He relocated that village to the area that we're about to visit right now. Today, this is home to some of the most expensive condominiums in our city. It's a wonderful place to live because you are right on the water and you're within a 5 to 10 minute walk to downtown Victoria. Now, historically speaking, the point that we're about to arrive upon in about 2 minutes was known as Cradleboard Point. Now, if you come from the western states, this story pertains to you too, because this contraption that indigenous women would use was also used all throughout what is now Washington, Oregon, and California. And it was a western red cedar board that was outfitted to be able to carry a child on the back. So if you can imagine like an REI nylon backpack, this was the original version of that. So women could travel long distances carrying their children or be working, and once they fell asleep, they could just lean up against a tree till they woke up and then continue on their voyage or what have you. Now, when the children were of a walking age, the families would come down to this point and they would release the cradle boards into the waters because they were said to have protective powers that would look after the kids for the rest of their lives. So a very sacred spot that we're about to arrive upon. Now, we're going to get a chance to take a little walk, take some pictures. There's no shopping, which is great. And there's also a totem pole here. Now, this is a newer totem pole. It's from 1994, and it was in honor of a time when we actually were the host city of the Commonwealth Games. Now, the Commonwealth Games are kind of like the Olympics, but only countries that were colonized by Great Britain participate. So Canada, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, etc., etc. Now, in my family, I've got 2 kids, and I make them have fun with me. We call it Forced Family Fun. All right, and they just got to do it, and then usually after the first 15 minutes they're into the bike ride, hike, or whatever it may be. This is not that. I really like all of you, but I don't know you well enough to force you to do anything. So if you just want to chillax for the next 10 minutes on the land yacht, you can totally do that. I'll point out, we'll be able to see it's a super calm night. Earlier this week it was like almost like winter. The wind was coming off the water, but it's definitely, like I said, we're heading into our mini heat wave here. Now, if you look over James Bay, you'll notice to our right in a moment, the ships will come into view, and you'll be able to see the top of the ship that you came in on. So we're going to just pull up here on the right-hand side, and what's going to happen is I'm going to take the garbage out here with Rob's help. If you have any refuse, we can get it into there, and then I'll go just about, 20 yards up, and I'll highlight where the pathway is to get some views of our legislature in our inner harbor.